We be live. Hello, Durud and Shalom. My name is Armin Navabi.
And I'm Ali Samani. We are your Iran experts. What a piece of news that came out today. The CIA, according to Faytux Network, the CIA, Mojtaba Khamenei is indeed alive. This is something that is a little interesting to me personally. Let's take a look at this image here. Um, I don't know what to make of it, ladies and gentlemen. Mojtaba Khamenei, according to a senior CIA official reporting to Faytux Network, which is an open source intelligence, one of the most famous ones, if not the famous one, has reported Mojtaba Khamenei did survive the 28th of February, but is severely wounded and unknown where he is. Mojtaba Khamenei, who has appointed a new administration, technically, which looks like this. These are the members of the Supreme National Security Council. Everyone that you need to know, everyone that needs to go, is on this page, save for maybe two other people here. But this is what we're looking at. And so the possibility of Mojtaba Khamenei being alive, in my opinion, was raised after Hossein Taeb was appointed and Mohsen Rezai was appointed into their positions. So Taeb, Armin, is like Mojtaba's best friend, right? And what does this report card look like? What's his history?
A history of suppression and crackdown and failures in intelligence, failures in operations, intelligence operations. So many of them. Fakhravar, the number one, Fakhrizadeh, the number one nuclear scientist of the Islamic Republic, died under his watch. Qasem Soleimani died under his watch. So yeah, a lot of failures.
Yep. And the only thing he actually does know how to do is suppress the Iranian people here. So, usually mirrored. Why is that mirrored? Anyway, let's see if that catches up. Interesting. Right. So now that he's back and he's in a position to suppress the Iranian people, given that he's the best friend of Mojtaba Khamenei, I'm more inclined to believe that he is here and alive and giving some orders, perhaps. But how is this possible? Mojtaba Khamenei was not exactly someone groomed for the role of the supreme leadership, was he?
No. No, in fact, Mujtaba Khamenei seems to be, based on new reports by Khazrizadeh, did I remember his name right? The new mullah that came out. He seemed to have been somebody that the Office of Supreme Leadership was trying to keep out of supreme leadership. The Hijazi guy, for example, which is the main guy within the Supreme Leadership Office, was trying his best to make him not be the supreme leader.
Yeah, and it looks like that guy might be pulling some strings back stage. Ladies and gentlemen, at the orders of the new supreme leader, we have two more ships that were struck last night, owned by the United Arab Emirates. Now, why is this interesting? We've seen a lot of ships being hit, but we can see that the United Arab Emirates may have possibly bribed the Islamic Republic to let their ships go through, and they were still hit. That's what's funny about it, in my opinion. They sent two planes to Tehran, and the day after they sent these planes, with most people thinking it was cash in there, the UAE condemns the targeting of two of their national oil company vessels that were struck last night. I think that's that actually I didn't know just how many ships, but I think it's like the 18th UAE ship that's been struck in this conflict. So no matter how much money they pay, it seems like they don't really get a break, which is quite funny. Or not funny, of course, but. And in other words, Saudi Arabia can't get a break either. They're getting struck left, right, and center. So today, More Aramco, which is the company for Saudi Arabia, it is their national oil company. They don't got much else. Got hit again. So Al-Mocha port was struck today by the Houthis in Yemen, but then they also went and struck Najran again, probably the third or fourth time in the past month. The fuel facility is taking a many different hits. It's, I think, like 3 or 4 of the fuel tankers are completely destroyed. Most of the facility has been on fire and incinerated. It's really not looking good, especially because that's about 5 to 7% of global oil in that one facility. Insane numbers. That's just the power of Saudi Arabia's oil production. This is putting some heavy pressure on Saudi Arabia. Let me show you this picture. This is what the Houthis were up to today. And I can't show you the images that they would like to share, like the Houthis themselves, because they're quite graphic. But this is the strikes that they conducted today. And they're putting some pressure. Al-Mocha port, that's where the Saudi militias are, the Saudi-backed militias. They're trying to fight the Houthis. They're getting destroyed. They got hit by 46 drones today and about 20 missiles. They got pretty much completely obliterated, depending on who you're listening to. So we're going to have to see if the Saudi militias are able to consolidate their strength. Maybe tomorrow we'll hear something from them. It's not looking too good. These guys got a big pay raise this month, and they're immediately getting slaughtered. Saudi Arabia is getting some pressure on it. Armin, is this the way to put some pressure on Saudi Arabia? Is that a way to spur them into action? Is there anything else other than targeting their oil that could possibly make them move, or have we seen enough?
I think that the Saudis are calculating that this is a trap by the Islamic Republic, because the Islamic Republic, especially with now choosing Rezai as the National Security Council, as a member of the National Security Council, their reading is that the calculation by the Islamic Republic is that the United States does not want escalation, that they're just going to sit there and do economic suffocation of the Islamic Republic and just watch from the sidelines and watch the Islamic Republic die from economic suffocation without having to throw any missiles or anything and spend any money on the Islamic Republic, that much money on the Islamic Republic. So the Islamic Republic, like, okay, we can't just sit back and watch them so easily isolate us and watch us die slowly. This is worse than military escalation. We need to make this costly. We need to get everybody fighting each other and actually do military escalation. So the Saudis are thinking that they want to deter the Houthis, but they also think that if they respond a lot, they're going to be dragged into a regional war that the Islamic Republic has designed for them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. We got more ships hit. We got Saudi on fire. Things are kicking up, and Al-Zaidi made another statement that absolutely we will disarm the militias in Iraq by September 30th. Now, this comes after the IRGC commander came to Iraq, said, by no circumstances are you terrorist militias going to disarm yourselves. We're going to fight it out with the Iraqis. That is a ticking time bomb. It's a powder keg waiting to explode, and it will explode before September 30th, which is the deadline. In the United States, Scott Bessent came out and said something about what this week has in store for us and how much pressure we're going to be putting on the Islamic Republic. Let's take a listen. Oh, that's too quiet. Put that up.
No,
there we go.
No, this is a big deal. This is the guys. Wait, before you play this, guys, pay very close attention to this, because this might seem just like a clip, but this is the most important. A lot of people are not going to find this interesting, but a lot of people want boom booms. But honestly, what he says here in this few seconds is bigger than explosions, bigger than military escalation. So listen to this.
And we went from epic fury to economic fury. And at the president's orders, we have raised the level even again. And watch this space for more announcements coming next week, because we are going to apply measures like have never been seen in the history of economic isolation on a country. And we went from epic fury.
So that is a significant sentence. Measures that we've never seen before. So the intensity and the methods are going to be new. What do you think, Armin? Do you think things are speeding up with that statement?
Yeah, I think it's going to be slowly at first, and then all of a sudden, the economic isolation is speeding up, but the effect of it is going to be very, very sudden. Everything is breaking around the Islamic Republic. We're seeing so many signs of it, both inside Iran and outside of Iran. I think a lot of people are not paying attention to this economic isolation, and they're underestimating how impactful this is. I honestly think this might be this might sound too optimistic. I know a lot of people are waiting for major military operations, and it might come and it might not. It might be the Islamic Republic might try to force an economic escalation because they can't stand this right now. But I really think that this might actually be more strategic and by the Americans than people realize. And I think a lot of people don't like to hear that because they're frustrated regarding why we don't have military escalations. But, you know, a few years later, if we look back at exactly what was happening during these times, I think many people are going to realize that this was the most strategic play.
Things like this constrict, and then all of a sudden there's a collapse. That's usually the case. I'm really glad that Scott Bessent has not let up on the sanctions and the economic fury part. He's only adding on to it, which is the correct method to approach this with, in my opinion, if we look at it historically. This is way more significant, as Armin said. This is way more than any bomb, any missile that could possibly throw at the Islamic Republic. Their money being heard at the top circles, which is exactly what Scott Bessent is going after. He's going after those rich IRGC officials and their money laundering and etc. We've even sanctioned banks in Hong Kong that are linked to the IRGC. He's going after absolutely everything. That's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. And we'll get back to that. Let's show you guys what happened between the Islamic Republic supporters, and Armin's going to be our Durka expert here, in case anyone doesn't know what's going on. A fight broke out between regime supporters last night. Armin, let's watch this, and then could you tell us why this happened afterwards?
Okay. Okay. That is no joke. Those sticks are really, really big. These are not like small sticks. These are heavy sticks. A lot of people got injured from that. And guys, this is inside Iran, and we haven't seen anything like this inside Iran. We saw another fight like this, guys. Remember? Let me know in the chat. Do you guys remember? We saw a fight between Shia versus Shia violence in Karbala. Naila is saying play it again. Ali, can you play it again? Ali. So you can see there's two different groups that are throwing sticks against each other, right? So guys, this is in Mashhad. Mashhad is the burial ground of the 8th Imam number 8 in Shia Islam, that makes it a major pilgrimage site, worship site for Shia Muslims. It's the only, out of the 12 Imams in Shia Islam, the only one that is buried inside Iran is Imam number 8, Imam Reza, in the city of Mashhad in the province of Khorasan, northeast of Iran, right? So this is the only Imam that the Iranian people have access to without leaving Iran. So it's a major pilgrimage site for Shia Muslims inside Iran. And we have Shia versus Shia violence here, as you can see, inside Iran, in the city of Mashhad. Okay, so guys, I'll tell you the two groups that are fighting against each other. These are pilgrims from two different cities. Okay, the city of, I think, Yazd and the city of Tabriz. Okay, so people who came to the city of Mashhad from Tabriz are fighting against the people who came for pilgrimage from the city from people who came from the city of Tabriz are fighting against people who came from the city of Yazd, right? So both from Iran, from different cities. Do you know why? Like, okay, guess what? Okay, I'm going to tell you what the current narrative is. This is what people are saying. It hasn't been fully confirmed that this is the reason, but this is right now the main reason people are saying. But before I said, do you guys want to guess? What are they fighting over? Ali, do you know what they're fighting over? Ali doesn't know. Okay, let me just be clear. And oh, by the way, we had more than 40 people injured and went to the hospital. These sticks are these are like really thick, heavy sticks. Anybody want to guess? Yeah, religion. Obviously, it's religion, but like what specifically? Women's rights. Yes, painful sticks. No joke. Anybody wants to guess? They're fighting over sticks. Well, they're throwing away the sticks. Oh, where did Ali go? Oh, Ali. Okay, Ali kicked himself out. Let me see. Okay, Ali's having audio issues. Okay, he's back. A goat? Somebody's saying they're fighting over a goat. Ali, when you left over gas prices? No. Petrol over bacon. Who can hit themselves the most? Oh my God. Ali, what are you doing? Oh, okay, there we go. Thank you. Okay, there we go.
Sorry, I'm having a ton of problems right now for some reason. I think my computer's like having a stroke. If you could take over for like a couple minutes, I'm gonna try to figure it out.
Okay. I'll just hang out with the chat. Food fight? No. Fight over switching chairs, plate of food? No. Okay, so the current rumor is that they're fighting over who gets to be in front. Which group gets to be in front? Closer to, you see that shrine at the very back? Who gets to be in the procession? Which group gets to be closer to Imam Reza? I'll confirm it for you guys once I get more updates. Oh, somebody said Teresa is saying, I told you, Armin. You did? Wait, did you? Front row seats. Okay, well, okay, that's kind of true, but there's no seats. Yes, but yes. Teresa was right, though. Wow. Oh, okay. Maya was correct as well. Who could walk ahead? Who's ahead? Yes. Maya, how did you know that? Oh. Fine Stars is saying, what the F am I watching? Okay, fine. This is a stick fight in Mashhad. Two groups. The pilgrims who came from Yazd are throwing sticks at the pilgrims who came from Tabriz. And yes, Fine Stars. Exactly. That's her real name. Look at this. I was saying VIP ticket, bitches. Is this new? Yes, this is it. Yes, this is from yesterday. They're throwing stakes. This is from yesterday. It's a big deal. It's big news. It's big news. Okay, so again, fine stars. The rumor is that the Yaz people, the Yaz Pilgrim people, are fighting against the Tabriz Pilgrim people over who gets to be at the front, closer to the haram, closer to the shrine. And they got this left a lot of people injured. Okay, Ali figured it out. Yeah, this is in Mashhad. No. Yeah, they wanted to be up front. Ali is having technical difficulties. Oh, guys, well, Ali has technical difficulties. I'll show you a new video I received. So, guys, this is a new video from inside Iran that I received. A new video that I just posted. It's another Arm Us video. And let me actually post a link to this in the chat for you guys. Again, for people who might be new here and don't know what this is, Iranian people from inside Iran, they send me these videos on Telegram. I gave them some instructions on what to send me. I told them that they need to send it to me in a way that makes it very clear that they're inside Iran, that it cannot be denied that they're inside Iran. So they usually go out and they record it in a way that makes it clear that this is inside Iran. And these videos, the punishment for this is slow death. Basically, not just a death penalty, but a slow death, like torture to death. And I'll put, again, let me just play it first. This video was sent to me directly to me in Telegram.
Please arm us.
Okay, so this is the Iranian people asking to be armed because they want to be able to fight back next time they're being massacred. And given how risky this was to make, I'll ask you to please try to share it. I'll post a link to it in the chat. Let's try to get a lot of exposure to these videos because this video came at a huge price, huge risk. This guy risked everything to send me this video. So I ask you to try to please amplify his voice. That is the Milad Tower in the background. He recorded it in a way so that you could say the Milad Tower is inside in Tehran. So he recorded it this way so you could see the Milad Tower. So it's undeniable that this is inside Iran. Let me play it again.
Please arm us.
Look, he zooms in on the Milad Tower so you could see the Milad Tower. And then he zooms out so you could see that it's him there in Tehran.
Please arm us.
Yeah. Okay, I'll put the link one more time in the chat. Any luck, Ali? Nope, no luck. Okay, don't worry, guys. I have some videos to share with you guys. Okay, so I have another video to share. Let me show you this one. This is a video from inside Iran. I'll show it to you guys and then I'll translate it, okay?
مگه تنگرا نبستین که قیمتی بنزین تو آمریکا گرون شه الان اینجا آمریکاست.
So what he's saying, this is a message from inside Iran. He's saying, didn't you close the Strait of Hormuz so that fuel prices increase in the United States? Is this the United States? So, no, it's not. This is Iran. He's saying, basically, his message is that you tried to close the Strait of Hormuz to put economic pressure on the Americans, but we are experiencing the economic pressure instead. So when he says, is this America? Because here in Iran, fuel prices are going up. Here in Iran, fuel prices are going up astronomically. You tried to close the Strait of Hormuz to bring American fuel prices up. Our fuel prices are going up. So let me translate it, say word by word.
مگه تنگرا نبستین که قیمتی بنزین تو آمریکا
Didn't you close the Strait of Hormuz so that the fuel prices go up in America?
شه الان اینجا آمریکاست
Is this America? Nope, it's Iran. And fuel prices are going up in Iran. Okay, so guys, I'm going to show you a video that might confuse a lot of you guys, but if you are a regular viewer of our channel, it would not confuse you. Okay? And you will understand. But I'm going to have a conversation with you guys about this to see I'm going to ask you guys what you think about it to see your understanding of what's happening. Okay? This is a video from inside Iran, and it's pretty recent. It's pretty recent. Okay? I'm going to play it, and I'm going to see what you guys think about it. Okay? What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this? This is inside Iran. This is real. And not only is it real, it is also true that people do get to live like this in Iran.
All right, I'm back, I think. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Ugh.
I want to see if
Right.
figure it out. So somebody's saying propaganda. Is the people who made the video propaganda? Doing propaganda? Yes, Sarah gets it. So
Oh, look at them. I'm
these-
proud of you guys.
Yes. So these people who posted the video themselves are probably just not in on any propaganda. They're just having fun, and they're just recording themselves having fun just like anyone else, right? Do these people get in trouble for living like this inside Iran? Sometimes the government tries to arrest certain people to make an example out of them. But most of the time, you get away with this. Most of the time, in many places in Iran, you get away with living like this. And because most of the time you get it, like sometimes they arrest people and make examples out of them to satisfy the jihadi-minded people because they're getting really angry. But most of the time, they get away with it. And and let me actually show you a video that I was here. I was watching this with. So, for example, if you look at this, if you go on YouTube and search for Iran walking, then you're going to get so many videos like this showing you that this is life in Iran right now, right? Look at this. Like, for example, these girls, no hijab, no hijab, no hijab, no hijab, no hijab. One hijabi girl over there. One hijab over there, no hijab, right? This is normal. This is the metro, right? And, you know, a lot of times people think like in Iran, it's just like desert and people are living in like, I don't know, like they have like pictures of Afghanistan comes to their mind, right? But this is the metro. This is in Tehran. And then you go inside. You can see it's like this, right? And I don't know, like if you go. Let me see. Okay. So, but what's happening here? Because this is why I tell you guys that if you go out there and say that within the Islamic Republic, within Iran, if you show one hair, the government is going to execute you. If you go around and say that, I've been telling you, you guys are more aware of the average people. If you go around and say the government is so cruel that if you show one hair, they're going to execute you, you're actually falling in for a trap laid by the Islamic Republic, right? The people who are posting these videos themselves, they're not doing propaganda. The propaganda comes from higher up, right? The propaganda comes from the regime loosening hijab laws and other Islamic social restrictions. These videos will happen organically because the Iranian people, obviously, just like everyone else, they want to live. And when there's less restrictions, they're going to live, they're going to record it, they're going to put it out there, just like everyone else, right? So the video gets created, but the propaganda doesn't come from directly telling people to make these videos and put them out there. The only thing the regime has to do is loosen the enforcement. And they have done that for a while. And the way that they do it is that they loosen the enforcement of Islamic laws, and then they try to loosen it a bit more until the jihadi people get really frustrated and push back against the government, and then they tighten it a bit. And then they don't tighten it all the way back to where it used to be. They just tighten it a little bit back, and they arrest certain people. They make some example, like they make a big deal out of it, just to satisfy the jihadi people. And then after they do that, they loosen it again. The goal is to keep loosening it and make give more social freedoms to people. Why are they doing that? Are they becoming more wise? Are they becoming more sympathetic to the Iranian people? Are they trying to serve the Iranian people and they're reducing these restrictions so that they could make their lives better? What do you guys think? They're doing this because they don't want to give the actual freedom that the Iranian people want. Because they don't want to give Iranian people, they can't give the Iranian people political freedom and economic freedom. Because this is not what the Iranian people are fighting for. This is what a misrepresentation of what the Iranian people want. A lot of people have this understanding that the Iranian people are fighting just to be able to show their hair, just to be able to dance and sing. That's not what the Iranian people are fighting for. The Iranian people are fighting for the right to be able to make their own destiny, determine their own destiny, to choose their own representatives, to choose their own policies, to be able to have prosperity. The lives of the people that you see in these videos are the lives of only the top 5%. More than half of the Iranian people are now living under the poverty line, right? They're not going to be able to afford any of this. The reason why they're not going to be able to afford any of this, because the fundamentals of the Islamic Republic is still the same. The fundamentals of the Islamic Republic is still anti-Americanism, anti-Zionism, axis of resistance, terrorism. It is still isolationism, command economy, anti-private sector, anti-international trade, anti-internal business with the rest of the world. So that isolationism, command economy, axis of resistance, Palestinian cause mentality is still going to be there. And that is going to keep the Iranian people out of control over their economic life and their political life. There's three types of freedom: social freedom, political freedom, economic freedom. It's the political and economic freedom that brings you prosperity and control over your life, not the social freedom. The Iranian people are not dying in the streets of their cities to be able to just show their hair. The regime is loosening the enforcement of those laws just so that it could reduce the uprisings, because it cannot give the Iranian people what they actually want, which is prosperity and political freedom. So it's giving them cheap freedoms for two reasons. First, so that hopefully they are less angry and it reduces the chances of an uprising. And two, to satisfy the rest of the world that the Islamic Republic is not that evil. Right? So let me show you, for example, a comment down here. Here. Let me pause this. Let's go down here. Yeah, okay. Look at this comment. This is the goal of videos like this. I mean, again, to be fair to the person who made this video, he probably didn't do it for this cake. He's just trying to make money off of a YouTube channel. But you're like whoever this creator is, he's probably just trying to make a living inside Iran by like showing the world what what Iran looks like. But the actual goal of loosening the restrictions is to give people this impression. This is a non-Iranian saying, this is a country that Trump and Netanyahu claim that people live in bondage and savagery, and that women are arrested on the streets for not wearing hijab. It seems that Iranians are much more free and secure than Americans who face daily risk of being robbed, killed, or stabbed. How many women we have seen in this video without headscarf and nobody harasses them? This is the propaganda of the Islamic Republic to create these impressions that the Iranian people are doing just fine. And the media in the West is lying to you. So if you see that women in Iran walk around without hijab, you might think that, okay, that means that there is zero oppression. Ignoring the fact that tens of thousands of Iranians were massacred for fighting for their freedom. Ignoring the fact that this is a mall inside Iran, for example. Okay, this is a mall inside Iran. You see this, you're like, okay, well, this looks modern, this looks nice. This is in Tehran. This doesn't look like a third world country. This looks a first world country. Okay, what you're ignoring, if you see that, is that this is the life of the top 5% of Iranians. Most Iranian people cannot afford to live like this. More and more Iranians are going from the middle class to poverty, dropping. Let me actually show you another comment here in the YouTube section. Hold on, let me see if I could. Like, okay, let me, if I go back to the previous video. Okay, so we already read this comment, okay, by a non-Iranian. But let's look at the comment above by an Iranian up here. Sorry, Ali, do you mind? I'll finish this right now.
No, totally.
Okay, so this was a comment by an non-Iranian. So like, okay, so Trump and Netanyahu are lying to us, okay? But let's look at this comment up here by an Iranian. He's saying, هیچ کدومش نصیب من نمیشه، باید مهاجرت کرد. Which means that none of this, I'm not gonna be able to get any of this. I have to migrate out of Iran. So he's looking at this life inside Iran. This is inside Iran. Look at it. It looks pretty. Right? Look at this. Look at the store. It looks like a French house or something. I don't know what this. Look, wow, this actually looks pretty nice. Look at this. This whole area of the mall looks like a French European village. They designed it like that, right? And look, most women are not wearing their hijab. He's looking at that, you're like, oh yeah, that sure does look nice, and I live in Iran, but I can't have any of that because I can't afford that.
I have more about that propaganda.
Okay, show us.
So these are, and this is outside of Iran related. It's going to be something like this. Is there a way to make this Instagram video bigger?
The only way I know is that I put a link. Okay, so I'll download it quickly, and I just share that as instead here. Download.
Okay. Should I send you the link?
Yeah, send me the link. I'll do it.
Okay. All right, it's in our chat. In here. There you go. So, guys, I know we often hear about. I know we often hear about how we think and what our views are, but let's actually take a look at what the opposition to us, so people who support the Islamic Republic but are not Iranian, let's see what they have to say. Or maybe they are. But let's just say what is being said in opposition to people like us. Just out of curiosity. Just out of curiosity. And then after that, I gathered a bunch of stuff. My computer completely just had a heart attack or something. I'm actually not sure. Like all my settings just got wiped clean. Lost a bunch of stuff that I had. Breaking news is another ship from the United Arab Emirates was struck again This is in the last hour. Abu Dhabi just confirmed this. Their company, ADNOC. Another ship just tried to go through tonight, and it got hit. And in addition to that, we'll have something about IRGC that happened. CENTCOM clearing up some rumors about knife fights on the USS Abraham Lincoln, along with a video from Israeli fighter pilots flying into Iran and speaking to us while they're flying. All right. Someone's saying carbonite is a lifesaver, saving you when a computer crashed. That's what I should have had. Yeah, no, guys, it wasn't a hack or anything. It just really weird. Like my camera settings got all messed up. My mic settings everything reset. I just had a heart attack. So let's take a listen to this. That's the largest it goes, right?
Yeah, I mean, how could it get any larger? It's going all the way from the top to the down. Right?
No, I was just making sure.
Yeah. By the way, this is a good I heard if you are rich in Iran, you are rich, but if you're not, you are poor because there is no middle class. Yes, in Iran, the middle class has disappeared. The middle class has disappeared in Iran. You're either rich or you're poor. And Maya is saying, we won the hijab war. We are fighting for total freedom, social, economic, and political. Yes. And that's what it matters. Because here's the thing, when in Iran, people are saying like, yes, soon Iranian people will be wearing less and less clothes. Not just because it's going to be free to wear less clothes, but also because they can't afford to buy more clothes. That's what they're saying. And they're also another thing is that it's good because in Iran soon it's going to be free to drink alcohol, and people are going to need it to drink themselves, to drink and forget that they're poor. So let me play this.
Oh, wait, is there audio for anyone?
Oh, you guys don't have audio?
No.
Ali lost audio.
I was making sure it wasn't me. Okay, yeah, they're saying no sound.
Really? Okay, let me try again. Ali was terrified. We're like, not again, my audio.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, hold on. Wait, can you make this bigger? No? Okay, never mind.
Here we go. Watch this.
An Iranian Quran reciter and eulogist was tortured and murdered in one of the most gruesome fashions by monarchist supporters of the Pahlavi regime.
Oh, wait, there is more. Watch this one.
Audience knows something that has happened in Iran today. A young man, his last name is Rajab Zadeh, was brutally killed by Pahlavi supporters. The death is quite graphic.
Same propaganda script, same clown show, two different clowns. This is what we call a confirmation bias, where people, without any proof, start spewing misinformation because it matches their own propaganda. But I came with proof. Watch this.
سلام مردم عزیز ایران. خب دیروز یه اتفاقی افتاد که شما رو ناراحت کرد. منم یه ویدیو گرفتم، یه سری توضیحات دادم. اگه یادتون باشه گفتم که
could you pause it right there?
رضا جان عزیز یه جوریه که کاملا
What?
And then so here, because it's in Farsi, we'll just tell them what happens, because maybe some people can't read the screen. But essentially, that guy who was murdered was not done so by Pahlavi supporters, was not done so by the Iranian opposition. It was done so by other people who he had personal problems with. They came out and cleared it. The Islamic Republic came out and cleared that on their own, and people will still push the propaganda that Pahlavi supporters are violent and killing people.
So
that is why we give you guys receipts. We tell you this is what happened, this is the evidence, this is the proof. We don't just give you willy-nilly opinions based on nothing. And I've done so a couple times, and Armin pulls me back. So we've built that habit to give you guys the honest and real evidence. the people opposite to us don't do such a thing because they don't have any evidence to back up their claims. And go on.
That's true, because Ali is so right. Like sometimes we're like, oh, some people claim the Islamic Republic did this, and Ali and I, it would be like, because we're fighting against the Islamic Republic, we would be motivated to say like, oh yeah, it was the Islamic Republic, but we double check, like, was it the Islamic Republic? Maybe it wasn't, right? But these people, if they just go with the narrative that it was the Pahlavi supporters. So let's continue.
That was Islamic Republic of Iran's own state TV, and as you've seen, the anchor person came on and said the person who has been unalived was unalived by people who are known to him. They were his friends, they were his acquaintances, and it was a personal vendetta and not the Pahlavi supporters, as these two talking heads are trying to claim. There's a backstory to it. Apparently, this guy was quite a hardliner and did not want any sorts of negotiations with the United States of America. So he was making a lot of noise, a lot of wave, a lot of riffraff in Iran, and negotiation team apparently didn't like it and took him out. But the better question is this. In early January, over 40,000...
We can pause it there. Did you hear what he just said?
Yeah.
So again, that's an opinion, right? But we can assume that if people were close to this guy, he was a hardliner, which he was a very big proponent of, don't negotiate with the United States, screw it, go to war, et cetera, et cetera. That's what he was doing for the past few months. And then people, other regime supporters who knew him, took him out because of that. They got into a fight, they killed him, and they killed him quite gruesomely too. So
do we know if
guys,
it was about the
that?
negotiations or personal stuff? Maybe it was about personal.
It was
stuff.
probably personal stuff. Just to be safe, let's go with personal stuff. But the fact is that this guy was a big proponent of going back to war with the United States and Israel. And he was taken out. So if you can, you can zoom in on that part, but also just to be safe, you could just say it's not related. Someone maybe had a personal dispute with him and took him out. Could be either one. So I thought that was interesting on both points, that the Islamic Republic supporters pushed those things, and then also that guy was taken out by someone that knew him, as recorded by the Islamic Republic itself. They cleared it up.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, Armin.
Yes.
And it's about Pezeshkian. Unless you want to say something more about this, and then we can go to that.
No, so here's the thing. I just want to say one last thing. Let's say it was some Pahlavi supporters. Let's say, for example, this time it wasn't Pahlavi supporters, but at some point, some Pahlavi supporters in Iran do something that they shouldn't be doing. How many Pahlavi supporters do we have? Like millions.
Yeah.
So what does that say about Pahlavi supporters? Is if out of millions of them, a handful of them do something vile or disgusting, like let's say, for example, something that we don't approve of, what does that say about Pahlavi supporters? Nothing. In fact, it tells, I'm actually quite surprised that we haven't seen anything at all to that level, given that how many millions that support Pahlavi. At some point, one person is going to do something that is really, really bad, and it's going to be a Pahlavi supporter. It's just a law of large numbers. What do you expect? You think like all of it, like you have millions of Iranians support Pahlavi. Are every single one of them saints? The fact that nothing like this has happened so far, that is weird. And if that also says that this is actually a pretty clean movement. And when eventually it does happen, the record shows that it's a small percentage of the total movement. How are we going to use some anecdotal examples to just try to paint the whole movement with the same brush? It's actually very surprising that so far we haven't had any examples like that. Eventually, probably will happen at some point. And it says you nothing about the Pahlavi supporters other than the fact that it's the cleanest movement, given that it took so long.
Over 99%, 99.99% are peaceful, in my opinion, which is, again, as a scientist, probably insane. It's this insane statistic. These people weren't even regime supporters, but we were just saying if, and they weren't, and they weren't. So a couple things happened on Islamic Republic state media.
Steve, I know you're Ali's mod, but you're putting his channel and my channel in danger based on the things you're saying. Like, seriously, that the way you talk about the things that you're endorsing, you're putting both of our channels in danger. I'm just letting you know. Sorry, man. Love you.
Gotcha. Guys, so a couple things happened on Islamic Republic state media. One thing pertaining to Pezeshkian, the president, and another to the foreign minister of the Islamic Republic. Let's start off with Pezeshkian before we go into IRGC and what happened to him. Quite embarrassing. But basically, Pezeshkian comes out and he says, I don't know why. I actually want to ask you this. He came out right now. Came out yesterday and he said, I would never go against the leader. I would never go against the supreme leader. Why would he say something like that? Should we play a little bit of the clip?
Sure.
الان نقشه دشمن برای فروپاشی کشور دیگه بحث نظامی تنها نی. شما بهتر از می‌دونید تمام تحلیلاشون اینه که اینا از داخل ما رو بپکونن و روی این هم دارن حساب باز میکنن و میدونم که ما مشکل داریم. یکی از مشکلات اساسی همین اختلافاتی است که ممکنه ما با هم دیگه داشته باشیم. و خب دامنم دارن میزنن. آگاهانه ناگاهانه ما هم خودمون سعی میکنیم که این روند رو به اصطلاح شعله.
So he says so far, guys, the Americans aren't trying to fight us on the battlefield. There's no war. They're not going to fight us on the battlefield. They're just going to sit back. They're going to wait. This is their plan. They've written it. They're carrying out their plan to make us explode from the inside, to make us break away and break apart. That's what they're trying to do. And then let's go a little bit ahead.
نظر مثلا حالا چه میدونم شعاری بگم یا کاری بکنم که برای اینکه وحدت برای من مهمتر از اون یکی ارزش‌هایی است که تو ذهنتون اگه وحدت به هم بخوره دیگه اون قدرت از هم میپاشه. ما میجنگیم. ما هیچ وقت در مقابل قلدری‌ها و تجاوزات اونها اصلا ذاتاً هیچ انسانی کوتاه نمیاد. تا چه برسه ما که یه اعتقاد عمیق در حقیقت ضد ستم داریم. ولی بالاخره باید ببینیم تدبیر رو چگونه باید تدبیر کنیم که نتونن عزت و سربلندی رو از کشور ما و از مسلمان‌ها بگیرن.
I think it was that one part that I skipped.
بنده هیچ وقت در مقابل رهبر نخواهم ایستاد.
There we go. There it is.
بنده بارها گفتم میگم به اعتقادم اینه بنده هیچ وقت در مقابل رهبر نخواهم ایستاد. یعنی این چیزی نیست که از نظر مثلا حالا چه میدونم شعار.
Okay, he talks too much. He's yapping over and over again. Why would he say that? I would never go against the supreme leader.
Because he gets accused of it all the time, and the things that he's advocating for are things that people's assumption is that it goes against the wishes of the supreme leader. He's advocating for stopping whatever causes the economic hardship to stop. And he says, I've met with the supreme leader, so I know what he wants, and you guys are misrepresenting him. And if you think that I'm going against him, I know what he wants because I talked to him for 7 hours and you did it. So don't make this assumption.
Yep. So he said a couple things. I won't go against the supreme leader because he's getting blamed a lot. And he's reminding everyone that he talked to the supreme leader. He's on board. He's on their side, et cetera, et cetera. And then also, the Americans aren't trying to fight us on the battlefield. That's talking to the hardliner IRGC commanders who want to go back to war. It's like, guys, America's just going to blockade us, sit back, and watch us wither away. There's nothing else to be going on. And then the third thing is that we are kind of spread out. We got to consolidate. We got to stop fighting amongst each other. Otherwise, we're playing right into the Americans' hands. Then, the other thing that happened, Armin, if you would do us a favor and read this for us, guys, this is IRGC. He's the foreign minister of the Islamic Republic here. Came out yesterday, the same time Pezeshkian, the president, made a statement. And what does it say down here, Armin?
مراسم امضای تفاهمنامه وزارتخانه مراسم امضای تفاهمنامه وزارتخانه‌های بهداشت و امور خارجه
Yeah.
Ooh, what?
Armin, what does khawarij mean?
Was that misspelling or was that on purpose?
Why doesn't the chat decide? Armin, what does this mean? And who are they talking about?
Oh my god. So guys, they're saying instead of saying umur kharije, they're saying khawarij. So instead of saying foreign ministry, like foreign affairs, they're saying khawarij affairs, which sounds like kharije, like foreign, but it means something else. Which these in Islamic history, these are the people who betrayed Ali, and they're considered in a Shia Islamic history for these people to be the worst of all people. And that's the word that they use for terrorists. So the Islamic, so modern Shias use the word Kharija as a way to refer to terrorists and betrayers of Shia Islam. So basically, they're calling the foreign ministry terrorists or traitors by making it, I don't know if this is on purpose, but making it seem like, oopsie, instead of Kharija, we said Khawarija. But what they're actually doing is referring to the foreign ministry as a terrorist organization, as a traitorous, treasonous organization. Yeah, they're making it look like it's a typo. They just put one extra letter in there, and they changed Kharija to Khawarija.
Yeah, so it looks like Pezeshkian and Arakchi and Ghalibaf are all being attacked or undermined in some sort of way by their opponents in the Islamic Republic. We told you guys that they lost the upper hand. And listen, these guys all have their own objectives, okay? So let's talk about Arakchi's objective, and let's see what you think. I think Arakchi is, above all of these people are selfish. What he wants is for in the future to be like, yes, in the year 2026, I signed the memorandum of understanding, a negotiation with the United States, and I saved the Islamic Republic. That's what he wants on his report card here. Other than that, I don't know. Pezeshkian, on the other hand, if he stays alive, I mean, he looked like he aged 15 years in like 2 years. This guy is like, well, I can't do anything in the terms of war, even though I'm the president of the Islamic Republic. I don't get to decide where we go to war, when we do it. I don't get to decide what happens to the oil money or anything other than being in charge of the water, electricity, and food. That's all I get to do. That's it. So he is like, well, we need money to be able to fund the government. Otherwise, we're going to have another uprising. That's his personal thing. He doesn't care about war. So that's why Pezeshkian's always like, hey, let's negotiate. We got to end the war. It can't go on forever. All of these people, you have to view it from their own perspective. And when you get these views of, hey, negotiation, you get the opposite views from, and let me pull up this picture for you guys again, of the team that Mojtaba Khamenei has created, or at least the person who controls Mojtaba Khamenei has created. And let's talk about that for just a second. And I know you have something to say about this. So we'll bring this image up for you guys once again. This is the team. The people that you see. So this guy over here with the black turban, he's the guy in charge at the moment, supposedly. This is the number 2 guy in charge, right here. This guy, supposedly. And then everyone else is supposed to be under him, right? But right here, in between these two people, there should be another person named Hossein Taeb. So we just told you guys about Pezeshkian and all of them's people, personal statements and personal wants. Ghalibaf, we already talked about him for a long time, for a few months. Power hungry, wants power. He wants to be the everything of the Islamic Republic. What does Hossein Taeb, the guy who is potentially even the shadow supreme leader, what does he want? And then let's go into what Mujtaba could want.
Well, I mean, they all want survival and power. That's what they all want, right? They all want to climb the ladder and survive all of this. So in that sense, they are all the same. But the way that they get that is different. So the way that Hossein Tayyip gets that right now is by making himself very important to the Supreme Leadership Office in a way that he cannot be replaced. But also, right now, his main priority should be threatening anybody that could be a challenge to the position of the Supreme Leadership Office. Because his power, Hossein Tayyip's power, comes from him being relevant and close to Mujtaba Khamenei, right? So right now, the highest priority of Tayyip is to make sure that relative to the religious establishment outside of the Supreme Leadership, relative to IRGC, and relative to Ghalibaf, the office of the Supreme Leadership doesn't lose its power, doesn't lose its relevance. That is his highest priority. And in fact, Ali, now that you mention it, I have a video that was just released by the Islamic Republic State TV that would indicate that. If you want me to show it to you at some point, let me know.
Yes, please. While you pull that up, quick point here. If we take a look at the individual wants of the key figures of the Islamic Republic, we can see the internal strife quite clearly. If we zoom out just a little bit, we see that they're all the same. They all want survival of the Islamic Republic. They all want to kill the Iranian people to any end necessary to stay alive. This was this way, though, from the beginning, Armin. It's not like the past few months has changed these people all of a sudden and they're going to change their ways and we can talk with them. It's always been this way. You cannot, sorry, European Union, but you cannot negotiate with these people. And JD Vance, you cannot negotiate with these people. Go on.
Okay, so this was released by the Islamic Republic State TV without audio. Pay close attention what's happening here. Where is this, first of all? Is this Tehran? No.
Qom?
That's Qom. Okay? Where is Qom? Qom is the... No, yeah, like politically.
Oh.
So Tehran is the political capital in Iran. Qom is the religious capital in Iran. That is when the Maraja'in and ulama are, the religious authority and scholarship. Okay? And unlike what many people think, because so guys, Tehran is where the regime is, where the government is. Qom is where the religious authority is. So many people think that Qom and Tehran are with each other, right? Because the Islamic Republic gets its authority from having religious authority, like religious acceptance, right? That's where it gets its power. That's where, right? But Qom and Tehran are actually in competition. The religious authority in Tehran, which is the guardianship of the jurist, is always sees the scholarship, the religious authority in Qom as a threat. And the reason why they see it as a threat is ever since Khomeini made up the idea of guardianship of the jurist. The guardianship of the jurist violates Shia ideology. The idea that you need a supreme leader as a representative of the Mahdi to rule over the Ummah violates hundreds and hundreds of years of Shia religious scholarship. Violates it. So imagine if you have 1,300 years of Shia religious scholarship, and then Khomeini shows up in the past 47 years and completely changes all of that. Do you think the religious authorities are just going to buy that? Most of them are against it. And in the past 47 years, most of them have been silenced by it, right? So over the past decades or so, we have had certain challenges from Qom against Tehran in Iran. And every single time Tehran pushed back and silenced them, right? However, look at this video. So this is Qom. And a lot of people, Ali, on the Persian channel did not understand what's happening here, right? So they saw this and they saw Hossein Taib is in Qom. And he's talking to the most important religious scholars and maraja in Qom. And you're like, oh, interesting. Why he went there? And they didn't have an answer. I told them what the answer is, and they all were like, okay, that seems like the most reasonable scenario. I'm not, not 100%. I said, he's there. Think about this. Who is Hossein Taib? So here he's looking like he's just having a friendly conversation with the most important religious authorities inside Iran. That's what it looks like, right? But who's the person that went there to talk to them? The punisher, the eliminator, the person who takes out and destroys and makes people who stand against the Khamenei family disappear. Mm-hmm. To me, this looks like a friendly visit, but it wasn't. To me, this was a warning. Because the reason why I think this is a warning, because my understanding is that when you are against Khamenei, when you are against the guardianship of the jurists, what happens? When Ali Khamenei dies and Mojtaba Khamenei is missing, you see an opening. You see that maybe this is the time for us to strike. And there must have been a threat coming from Qom for Mojtaba to now have sent Taib to Qom to talk to these people.
That's an
Why
excellent
would that
observation.
be the first thing he does? Okay.
That's an excellent observation. I actually would have never caught that. This is why you are the Durka Whisperer. So are you suggesting that these mullahs have consolidated and chosen, or were choosing to create some problems for the Khamenei supreme leadership? And because he was the Minister of Intelligence, maybe he had some know-how. He's also a mullah himself. Taib, Mujtaba's right-hand man, heads on over to the religious capital and tells them off. Hey, man, some people, I'm not saying you guys, of course. I'm just saying some people were gonna create some religious problems. And oh man, I recently got appointed to the head of the Basij force, the orcs, and they're kind of unpredictable. I can't really control them all that much. They just kind of see some troublemakers and they just happen to unalive them. I don't know. I hope I can protect you guys when that time comes. It's kind of what he's saying.
Yeah. I mean, why would he be like, as soon as he's appointed? Why would as the head of Basij? Why would this be the person who is mostly known for removing threats? Why would this be the first thing he does?
He's securing his potential. He's closing down the potential problems that he could face because he's going to focus on the Iranian people. He just wants to make sure that within they're not going to fracture apart. How successful do you think that's going to be?
Well, we'll see. He's trying to close down the potential for double uprising. Because remember, these people are marja. Marja means that they're people who... So just because you're Shia in Iran, it doesn't mean that your marja is Khamenei. A lot of these people are grand ayatollahs with a huge following, with people that follow them more than they follow Khamenei, right? So if at some point the Khamenei family's position within the Islamic Republic gets weakened, these people have the ability to move people in a way that many people can't. Like from pro-regime Islamic people, they might want to make a move. So Hossein Taib is trying to find a way for the jihadi people not to be able to move against the Islamic Republic, because these are the centers of power when it comes to jihadi-minded people.
Guys, the turbines are thinking about a rebellion, and they just got caught. That's what just happened. So, I had something for you that I was able to find on Telegram. Before we go into the rest of the news, we have some actually pretty interesting stuff that we're going to clear for you guys. Let me just double check everything. Yeah, more Ukraine-Iran drama that happened. Okay, here we go. Before we get into that, let's take a look at this. All right, I don't know if you could read this. It's kind of small, just like the highlighted portions here. If you're able to, it's really small.
Just to highlight it, okay. طرح جدیدی به منظور مدیریت مصرف و توزیع سوخت بنزین در شورای تامین و کمیسیون مبارزه با قاچاق کالا و ارز استان کرمان مازاد بر این سهمیه توزیع سوخت با نرخ پالایشگاه ارز. Okay, so they're just trying to sell the idea that they're increasing fuel prices as a way to fight against قاچاق. چی میشه به انگلیسی باید چه فارسی؟
Smuggling.
قاچاق. Smuggling. To fight against illegal smuggling. So guys, because in Iran fuel prices are heavily subsidized, there is a lot of criminals, and I'll tell you who those criminals are, that take the fuel from inside Iran, buy it at subsidized prices, and then sell it outside of Iran, fuel, gasoline, and right outside of Iran, like in Pakistan and Iraq, at non-subsidized prices, right? This is a huge thing. Guess who is doing the smuggling, guys? No, Ali, don't. Yeah, okay. Who is doing the smuggling? Because Islamic Republic, like, oh, the criminals are smuggling. Who's doing the smuggling?
Who could it be, guys?
Who could it be? Who's doing the smuggling? This has been proven, by the way. China? No. No, China.
Who could it be?
Yeah, there you go. It's the IRGC themselves. Okay. So think about this. Yes. So the IRGC is subsidizing fuel prices. So fuel prices in Iran are so cheap. And then it takes the fuel, and it goes, sells it at subsidized prices, the subsidies that it gave itself, and then it goes and sells the fuel outside of Iran to benefit from the difference in the prices of the subsidized fuel prices and the fuel that is outside of Iran. I'm not making this stuff up. Okay?
That's crazy.
And now because they don't have enough money for subsidizing the fuel, they're saying we need to increase the prices to fight against the smuggling. Sure.
I actually found out that there's a scandal going across Islamic Republic state media. They said, yeah, actually for the past 6 months since the war started, some people have been siphoning off gasoline from an underground tanker that because that's how gas stations work. Underneath there's the reservoir for the gas. They're like, yeah, some people have been siphoning off 30,000 liters of gas so far from different oil gas stations across Iran. And then they're like, yeah, we don't know what they did. They left the country or something. And everyone's like, that's you. That's the IRGC doing it. You guys are stealing our gasoline when we have a shortage of it. When there's a shortage and the prices are increasing, you're stealing it and selling it to other people in other countries. Guys, there is no amount of reform that can happen to the IRGC to make them abandon their smuggling criminal ways. None. Armin, check this out. Guys, if you look at this picture, it might be a little bit small. On the left, okay, so with the amount of money that you could have bought all those things on the left, zoom in a little bit more. Okay, so all these things on the left, you could buy 3 whole chickens, you could buy 2 entire, bottles of oil, bag of rice, and beef, and eggs, and all of that. You could have bought all of that. With that money, you can now buy a cup of instant noodles. Yeah. 3 chickens, oil, rice, bean, like everything. You can now buy a cup of instant noodles with that money.
How many years ago is that left one?
Look, it's right here.
Okay, 10 years.
10 years. 10 years, your weekly or perhaps even monthly groceries, depending on, I guess, if you are living alone or whatever, are now 1 cup of noodles. Yep, it's pretty bad. In addition to this, Armin, the head of the Islamic Republic's Chamber of Commerce with China, this guy came out as well and made a speech, and he's pissed. He's saying, guys, how am I supposed to do a trade with China when there's a blockade? There's no ships that go through. We're facing severe, like, it used to cost us, like, $2,000 to ship a container to China. It costs us $9,000 more now, and if you want to do it by land, it's $12,000. So we're adding on $18 billion of expenses if we want to ship 2 million containers a year, by the way, a year, 2 million a year. Guys, we make $50 billion. We just added another 18 billion on top of those. So if our total foreign trade was $100 billion a year, we're eating away 18 billion of it now from just being able to do the same thing. If we want to do the same thing, $18 billion, 18% less is a significant amount. And that's assuming that they still have the cargo and the products and, the trade that they want to do with China, which is not the case. So when we hear that they're suffocating economically, that's what we're referring to. And there was another Miad Maliki post from FDD about this as well. Yes, perfect. Okay. This is a beautiful graph. I'll show you guys this. This is the crude oil exports, sorry. Down there, you guys see the blue and red? That's Obama, then Trump, then Biden, and Trump again. Take a look. During Obama, okay, there was a dip about 2012, and then by 2017, the Islamic Republic was making the most amount of money with selling oil possible. So under Obama, it was the highest. Then Trump came into power, 2018, and they went from the highest amount of money, the Islamic Republic making the highest amount of money, to the lowest amount of money they've ever made from oil. That was 2020, 2021. Biden came into power again. Boom! The Islamic Republic makes a ton of money. Oh. And then get this. Look at this part. Sorry, let me get closer to this. You guys see this sharp drop off? So as soon as the blockade comes into effect, oh my God. Boom. Straight back down. So here we are right now, the lowest they're ever exporting oil and making money. This is bigger deal than people might think. They can't even get goods in from Russia anymore. Play this video. This is a truck driver. And those are trucks in the northern part of Iran. So these trucks will actually drive to the Black Sea. They'll actually drive all the way around and go into Russia. These are Iranian trucks. These are Islamic Republic company-owned trucks, okay? This guy was like, yeah. So one guy in our company drove the truck up to Russia, loaded up on Russian supplies that were coming to the IRGC, and on his way back, a Ukrainian drone hit the truck, killed him. Destroyed the truck. Now we got it back, but the Ukrainians are aware. So that's some new drama. It's pretty cool. We should get some Ukrainian intelligence in here. These guys know their stuff. It's actually
then-
way harder than it looks. Yeah, it's way harder than it looks to know what's inside of a specific truck at any given time. That's an incredibly difficult feat to accomplish.
Slava Ukraine.
Yeah, so again, it's just not going so well for them in the export department. We had a sharp decline, and then the blockade was lifted. They go up here, and the blockade came back, and now we're down over here, the lowest they're ever making in terms of oil. And all of their economic ministers of the IRGC and the Islamic Republic are coming out and saying, we just can't do our jobs. We're just not able to at all. And this is just themselves. Like, you can just go on the Islamic Republic websites. You can see their news, and you can see their articles. Guys saying, hey guys, I can't do my job as the Minister of Commerce. There's nothing. None of our ships work. They can't get through the blockade. There's no point of us doing anything. We're bankrupt. Uh-oh. So, let's fact check real quick. Fun fact first. Guys, guess who is the highest funder of United States colleges and universities? I guess I kind of revealed the answer, but let's just take a guess, okay? In number one, first place on the top left, $6.3 billion a year that goes towards U.S. colleges and universities. Which country is trying to influence American college students the most? Okay. Yeah, people saw the answer. All right. Yeah, it's Qatar. Qatar spends $6.3 billion a year to American universities. The second is China at $5.6 billion. Saudi Arabia is actually at 3.7. So, yeah. So our two biggest enemies, well, some of our biggest enemies, China and Qatar, are both pumping in $12 billion a year to American universities. Wonder what they're teaching. Anyway, let's go clear up some facts here. The American military, CENTCOM, has cleared up some misleading headlines that have occurred. I don't know if you guys heard the rumor, but the Islamic Republic state media is claiming that aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln, there was a knife fight because Brad Cooper walked through the mess hall of the USS Abraham Lincoln, and someone was like, hey, Brad, why are we eating this garbage? And he's like, because you deserve it, or there's something provocative. And then apparently United States Navy sailors attacked him with knives and caused 7 people to die aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln. This is the Islamic Republic pushing it. They're pushing it all over their state media, by the way. CENTCOM cleared it up, said that's literally BS. Like, what are you guys even talking about? Here it is. So the claim is that 7 sailors died in a brawl aboard the aircraft carriers, and others have suggested a spike in suicidal ideation that's false. And then gives us the statistics of that. Just a little, clearing that up for you guys, no problem. And so we have landed on a cool little video. If anyone here is Israeli, take a watch. These guys are Israeli pilots of the IDF. They are currently flying over Iran, and guy took out his phone, I guess, and started talking to us. Let's see what he says.
אנחנו בעיצומה של מערכה שמטרתה להסיר איום קיומי על מדינתנו. אנחנו נגיע לכל מקום, לכל אויב, עבור המדינה שלנו, הביטחון של המשפחות שלנו. אנחנו ממשיכים להילחם ככל שנידרש, מסביב לשעון, ומרגישים את התמיכה שלכם כל הזמן. מאחלים לכם, אזרחי ישראל, שבת בטוחה ושקטה, ניפגש בבית.
So apparently, for most of the flight, this guy's over Tehran at the moment, he says. For most of the flight, I mean, it just looks like a commercial flight. There's no resistance. There's no enemy fighter jets. There's no anti-aircraft missiles going at him. He's got his phone out. He's talking to the people of Israel. That's something that they did twice, by the way. Last year, during the war last year, they achieved aerial supremacy. I think it was on the last day of the 14-day war. And then they achieved it, I think it was within 2 weeks of the 40-day war this year. It's getting pretty good. And I want to talk to you guys about this. Just real quick about the war that's to come. In my opinion, we're heading to a big, expanded, escalatory war between the Islamic Republic and the countries of the Middle East and the US and Israel. When this happens, I believe Israel will join in. I believe that a lot of the Arab countries are going to get hit. Their oil infrastructure is going to get hit. We know that they're deathly afraid of this. And when that happens, the Islamic Republic is going to go all out. What we saw during the 40-day war from both sides, not only the US and Israel, but also the Islamic Republic, were not their entire capabilities. The Islamic Republic figured out that the United States was not actually going for a full regime change. They knew that the US had more firepower and that they weren't using it. And so, conversely, the Islamic Republic started striking less. They started using less missiles, less drones. They started saving them. They prioritized reopening their tunnel entrances. They still have, let's not underestimate them, is what I'm trying to say. They have a lot of firepower left. And they're going to use it when they believe that this is it. When they believe that, oh my God, the US and Israel are going to kill us. They're going to get rid of us forever. It's going to be regime change. That's when they're going to go all out. That's what the US is looking for to happen. They want that to happen. They're using the threat of that against the Arab countries at the moment. Saudi Arabia didn't listen. The leader of the Arab world, quote unquote. They didn't listen. They signed a pact with Pakistan and Turkey. That in itself is a direct middle finger to the United States here. On the other hand, we spent 6 months negotiating with the Islamic Republic. We can't even get past the Strait of Hormuz. The MOU fell apart. And our 60-day timeline just passed today. Today was 60 days. August 14th. It's also a Friday, just saying. But our next super carrier, our next aircraft carrier is set to arrive in about 5 to 7 days. And everything is pointed towards us going back to more strikes here. Just be prepared when that happens. The Islamic Republic is going to go all out. They are going to strike intensely. What we saw during the 40-day war, all the videos of all the drones and missiles flying, that's going to be nothing compared to what's to come. That's a very, very big possibility. The other possibility, which I thought was more likely if the Arabs did fall in line, was that the US goes full out with their firepower and doesn't even allow the Islamic Republic to strike back. But in my opinion, I'm not quite sure if that's going to be the case anymore. I think the Arabs are going to take a bit of a pounding like few others can. So, again, key factors that we're going to look for and the potential timeline, if I had to give you guys one, is going to be first, Iraq. Iraq is a big, big player in this in terms of the terrorist militias. So the United States and the Iraqi forces join together, take out the PMF, which is the proxy of the Islamic Republic. If that happens, and the PMF isn't allowed to retreat into Iran, the Iranian people have just got 10 times of a better chance to become free. It's not even close. Then what you're going to see is The other proxies are going to be pulled into Iran as much as possible. The Pakistani, Afghani, all the other proxies are going to be invited in at the invitation of Hossein Taib. They're going to come in. They're going to keep not only the Iranian people in line, they're going to keep the regime supporters in line, and they're even going to keep the Basij in line. In January, the terrorist militias were standing behind the Basij and threatening to shoot them if the Basij didn't shoot other Iranians. The less militias we have, the better. Now, the military has everything it needs. The airlifts have slowed down to a trickle. Potentially what we're waiting on is a couple of things. The USS George Washington is on its way. It's traversing the Bengal Bay. It's heading for the Indian Ocean at the moment, and it is scheduled to arrive in the region. And CENTCOM has now confirmed through the acting secretary of the Navy, I'll show you guys that here, that the USS Abraham Lincoln will indeed return home soon as part of a planned rotation. Rotation, guys. So it's going to be replaced here. Is it going to be replaced by 1 or 2 aircraft carriers? The USS Theodore Roosevelt is currently in San Diego and also set to go to the Middle East by September or October. You have a few more destroyers headed towards the Middle East as well. And apparently, the 13th MEU, the 13th Marine Expeditionary Unit, just got orders as well to start deploying. That was today. I'll update you guys as soon as I know about that, because they could be deployed to the Pacific and not to CENTCOM. Right now, we have nothing in the Pacific at all. There's nothing there, no carrier, no nothing. They could be going there to replace the 81st, who are now, that's the USS Boxer. And then lastly, you guys need to be prepared for the possibility of this taking many more months. However long it takes for the economic pressure to reach a threshold where the Islamic Republic is going to collapse, in my opinion, is going to be when the strikes happen. We haven't seen the Islamic Republic be able to consolidate at all. In fact, their best option right now is ship-to-ship transfers of oil. What they do is they, to the UAE, IRGC tankers roll up along UAE tankers, oil goes to the UAE ship leaves the blockade. The US is okay with it, keeps the price of oil down. The Islamic Republic are probably making some sort of money from the UAE itself, and that is probably why those 2 planes landed in Tehran, probably delivering a few $1 billion to them. Could be that, could also be nothing. Just want to lay down the expectations here. Trying to see if I missed anything here. Oh, and just so you guys know, the 13th MEU, the 13th Marine Expeditionary Unit, is on the USS Qeshm Island. And they are still in port, but they're scheduled to leave any second now. Just make sure where they are. Okay, I can just probably Google search that and figure out what that is. But anyway, did we miss anything here? Let's see. Armin, the UAE is actually really pissed off. They've had 3 ships hit in the span of 24 hours, and they decided to do something huge, ladies and gentlemen. They actually lifted up into the air. Yeah.
Oh, no. That was not going to be my guess. Lifted what?
Oh.
I thought they just issued a very big, aggressive statement or something. But
they did. Yeah, they strongly condemned.
I was right.
Along with Kuwait and Bahrain, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, isn't it funny? Like, the UAE just helped out the Islamic Republic for a few weeks there by buying oil from them and bringing it through the US blockade. And then they also bribed them to not get hit. And as soon as they stop doing the oil-to-oil transfers, the UAE ships get hit. Boom, 3 in 24 hours.
I have a tip for UAE, okay? You know, you're wagging your fingers, wag it harder. You know, you used to be like this at the Islamic Republic. Now go like this, really hard. Go like, "Arr." See if that helps.
To counter this, the UAE has come out with a show of force. They lifted an entire refueling tanker of the United Arab Emirates into the air. They now have a refueling tanker operating over the Persian Gulf at the moment, and they have taken protection of their own ships into their own hands. So one refueling tanker, maybe 3 or 4 fighter jets from the UAE. I'm going to sneeze. And let's see if that stops them. Keep in mind, this ship actually took off. Thank you, by the way. This ship took off 12 hours ago. So for the last 12 hours, the UAE's been protecting their ships. And 2 hours ago, they had another one hit. So they can't protect their own ships. I don't know what they're trying to do here. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we should just get rid of the problem, I feel like, at this point.
Nah, why bother?
I mean, I actually forgot. Okay, this is actually incredibly important here. This is off the coast of Sri Lanka. This is actually really important. This is a big indicator, and it can tell us whether or not we are going to deal with the Islamic Republic or not. And I know, right? I know. It's crazy at this point to go back to negotiating. But one thing that we've learned in this conflict is that everything is unpredictable here. These are, I'll tell you what this is. These are 14 IRGC oil tankers. They went to China for a few months ago. They got through the blockade, or they got through when the blockade was lifted. These 14 tankers sold their oil to China. Then they came back, and now they're sitting off Sri Lanka, south of India, okay, the southernmost part of India. And they're just waiting. Do you guys know what this means? If they're waiting here, it means that things are unclear, which is currently the state that we're in right now. If they start heading back towards Iran, it means that they think they can get through the blockade, they can load up on oil, and then come back and sell it to China. So that is an indicator. If they start moving back towards Iran, we know that the Islamic Republic has gotten a signal that it's safe. They can keep on selling oil. If they stay here, the longer they stay here, the more we know that there is no deal happening. So I'm going to be watching these all the time to see, are they getting the signal from the IRGC to head back to Iran and start loading up on oil? Because they haven't so far. They've been sitting here for a few weeks. They're not doing anything. So this is one indicator of things. By the way, no deal happening could also mean war. Like, they don't want to get anywhere close to the blockade line because they'll be hit as well. They cannot go through. They're all sanctioned by the US. They cannot go through. So if they pull up their anchors and they start to sail, something changed. And let's end off with our, before we go to the super chats, let's end off with our favorite trolling statement from the President of the United States of America.
And after we finish defeating Iran, which is being very badly defeated, pretty soon I'll be declaring the Hormuz Strait a territory of the United States.
Okay.
That's
all right,
dangerous
buddy.
to say. That is
whatever you say, man.
That is a dangerous.
I mean, he can't even finish it.
Yeah,
that is a dangerous thing to say.
That is the dangerous
No,
thing. That is the way. Yeah, that is a. I know it's a joke, but that is a way for that. Islamic Republic loves that statement. They're going to use that statement so much. You know, many Iranians are not going to be paying as close of an attention as some of you over here. And the Islamic Republic is going to use that to say, see, we told you they want to take your territory. That is the best statement to make to get the Iranian people think that Trump is against the Iranian people. I know it's a joke, guys, but that is a joke that the Islamic Republic could very much take advantage of and use against Iran, against the United States in favor of its own propaganda.
Yeah, that's a bad move.
Yeah,
you're right. Quick piece of news. So yeah, again, that's really bad. That's really bad.
Yeah. So somebody saying people ain't gonna fall for that. Some people will. They don't. I know some of you guys are gonna get upset at us saying that we praise President Trump whenever we agree with him. We're not gonna hold back when we disagree. This was a bad move.
Yeah. He couldn't even finish his sentence there without laughing, but that's bad. That's a really bad statement. His PR team's going to get on him for that, or at least hopefully.
No, the Islamic Republic is like, oh my God, this is a gift from God.
Yeah. Here's what they're going to say. A lot of the regime supporters are people caught in the middle who don't know what's going on. The regime will put that on state media and show it and like give their analysis of it. And all these people who are caught in between are like, oh my God, does Trump really want to take parts of our country away from us? I'm not kidding. They will think that. That's what they're going to push. We do have a piece of breaking news. It looks like a tragedy has struck Indonesia.
Oh, shit.
A magnitude 7.7 earthquake just struck Indonesia 1 hour ago. Then 3 aftershocks, still large earthquakes of 6.2, 6.5, and 4.8 also occurred in the same area. Water is now receding.
Jeez.
Indonesians are preparing for tsunamis after these massive earthquakes that just hit them. Wow, that comes after Venezuela got a massive earthquake. In Iran, we have constant magnitude 4 earthquakes all the time. Looks like the plates are changing up under the earth. Scary times. Scary times. If you do live on a fault line, please consider protecting yourselves or having the adequate measures just in case. You never know when these things can hit. All right, let's go into the super chats here. First one is from Sarah Ocean saying, follow the trail of goats. It will lead you to Mojtaba. Oh. Armin, what do you think about
that? Follow the trail of young boys. Maybe that would probably get you to Mojtaba faster.
Way faster, yeah. Thank you, Sarah, for the super chat.
Thank you, Sarah.
Also, Armin's goat. I don't know. Our next one.
This goat is under my protection. Shh, you did not hear it. You did not hear that. I will protect you.
And our next one is from Bill Kennedy saying, let Israel into the tunnels. Eliminate the IRGC. Freedom. Yeah, Israel's been blowing up tunnels. They blew one up like 2 days ago around the Beaufort, the castle. They're just doing it all over. Thank you, Bill Kennedy.
Motherfuckers. Oh, sorry.
And this guy with the 10 jewels. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Lior says, Liberty Politics. More importantly, how was the interview? Give us all the deets.
I was supposed to be on Newsmax, and then President Trump started speaking, so they moved it to Monday. I canceled our discussion group today. I mean, I didn't cancel it. I didn't. Actually, I enhanced it. I didn't show up, so it got better. Right. So people had the discussion group without me because it was supposed to be on Newsmax, and then President Trump started speaking, so they moved it, I think, to Monday.
RIP. Well, at least it'll happen. We'll check back in on Monday. Thank you for that message. And Fizz Endresis, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
We may have lost today, but that's all right. And our next one is from Sarah Ocean saying Ali can do quote unquote heart experiments on regime Durkas.
Okay. Yeah, that's a joke, YouTube. That's a joke. We do not do medical experiments on humans. Okay, that is a joke.
No, I mean, Sarah was talking about making them fall in love, you know, like metaphorically their heart, Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
we're gonna win their hearts over to our side. That's what we're saying.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Hearts and minds. That's what
I think if I speak on what I know or can do, I'll get in trouble. So thank you, Sarah Ocean.
No, don't
for
say
that
that, Ali. Don't say that, because that is like, seriously, I know that you're joking, but they could make a case against you by clipping all, like by making a report and putting the, like, people think saying in Minecraft protects you. I know it's a joke, it doesn't, right? And also these jokes, like somebody who seriously wants to hurt the channel, they could go and like do references. So just let's be clear, that's a joke. We do not want to do any of that.
Yeah, I'm talking about love. Yeah.
No, like seriously. Like, I know, like, we have to say that seriously. Like, if
No, I
we
understand
if
what
we
you're
joke about it, if we just joke about it, then the people who want to hurt our channel say like, oh, look, this is the serious part is when they are saying it, and then the joke part is when they're saying that they're not going to do it, right? And they could build up a case against our channel and actually, really hurt our channel or remove it completely, right? So, like, just seriously saying these things and then joking the part that we're going to take it back is actually improves their case if anybody wants to hurt our channel. So we actually have to be serious about the part that we're saying that this, the part that was a joke. Like, when we're saying that was a joke, we have to be serious about it. Again, I know, guys, I know this ruins the mood, and I know this is a buzzkill, but we have to protect our platform. We have to protect our platform.
Yeah. Okay, from now on, let's not joke like that then.
I mean, we could just say, yeah. I mean, we can't joke about. We have to just provide context to the algorithm and just like to the YouTube and just like, that was a joke. We don't mean it. We're not endorsing violence and stuff like that. We just have to say that. Yeah, that's in a serious way. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to ruin the mood and like.
No, it's good.
I know we have fun. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
And.
No, and thank you, Sarah. No, Sarah saying I got slapped on the hand. No, Sarah.
No, it wasn't you.
Love you. No, it was it was Ali's joke. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Trish Hawks.
Oh,
and
no.
Ghalibaf profile picture says, hey, like and subscribe for the best Iranian analysis.
Yes.
Ghalibaf, he's been taking some notes from us. No wonder.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I can see where Ghalibaf will say that, given that we have saved him multiple times with our strategic.
And now analysis. We're analyzing his enemies. Ghalibaf's political opponents. Now we're like, oh, this is what they're up to. So thanks, Ghalibaf. And Bill Kennedy, thank you for the super stick.
Just to be clear, I want to make sure Sarah doesn't feel attacked, saying I put
no, don't do that.
Penalty book. Okay, Sarah, don't feel attacked, okay?
Yeah, don't do that.
Right, sorry. Okay.
No, it's not against you at all.
No. Yeah.
No, we're talking about. He was talking to me. Armin's talking to me. Like, what you guys say is what you guys say. How I respond to it is the, is right or wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, because we have to show me and Ali are not, holding those positions.
Yeah. You guys can say what you want to say. We won't.
Well, no, like, guys, so here's another thing. Given that what you're saying is showing up on the video, there's also some limitation to that. We could make it more free on what you say if we like remove the chat on the screen, right? Because then it wouldn't be part of the video. So it's up to you. Because if we make it part of the video like this, like see show comments on stage, if we make it part of the video, then we have to worry about community guidelines, because now you're not just a side chat, you're also part of the video. So you could decide, do you want the chat to be more free and you guys not be on the video, or do you guys want to be on the video but we have to worry about community, we have to be more mindful of YouTube community guidelines? Your choice. Right? All right, let's
yeah. And thank you for constantly
so look at this. Is somebody like, I don't know, this person is like, are you guys messing with us? Somebody saying violence is awesome. Are you like are you trying to, maybe if somebody right after this, like maybe we have to be more strict with our with the admins. We're going to tell the admins, guys, admins, if you see somebody on purpose violating community guidelines, put them on timeout or maybe warn them or something. Thank you.
Yeah, time them out. Yeah. And thank you for keeping me, like, informing me about this. Appreciate that, because I'm super new to this. You've been doing this for a while, so that definitely helps. Thank you. And our Bill Kennedy with the super sticker. Thank you very much. Freedom. And Magnum Opus, who decided to send 1, 2, 3, 4,
Thank you.
and 5 super stickers. You hit you hit your goal like immediately, didn't you?
Very soon, very beginning. I mean, super stickers don't count, super chats count. But Magnum give us, thank you, Magnum. Appreciate that. That's a lot. Thank you.
I have a question.
Magnum has my back. This is not cheating, guys.
Yeah.
This is how you guys won.
We won one time, to be fair, like that.
Armin supremacy. Thank you, Magnum.
I have a question for you guys. Do you guys prefer the chat to be on the screen or to not be on the screen? Because right now I think we have like all of our core people who watch us. Like today's show was just all over the place. Like we ran into issues and everything. So the people staying here are watching because of us. And so I'm just wondering,
yes,
if you guys are able to vote on a poll that I'm going to make here. Should the chat box stay on screen or not? We'll just have a yes or no.
Amir is already voting. So guys, if you put a if you put a yek in the chat, yek is 1 in Persian. If you put a 1 in the chat, that would vote for yes. If you put a 2 in the chat, that would vote for 2. It's writing yes or no would not count your vote. You have to put 1 or 2. So yeah, 1 means keep it, 2 means remove it.
All right, so we have 10 people who voted so far. This is actually kind of important. We'd appreciate if people just put a 1 or 2. It's very much appreciated.
So we said yek.
We'll go with what you guys want. Guys, don't type off or no. You have to press 1 for yes and 2 for no. Just all you have to type. Just 1 enter or 2 enter.
One reason why people like to have it is because we're on multiple channel and they get to see what the comments on the other channel is as well.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so we had what, like 50 people vote. So it looks like 30 people voted yes and 20 people voted no so far.
Amber, your vote is not counting. You're writing yes. You have, if you want to vote yes, you have to put a 1.
Okay. All right, so I guess we'll keep it then. Out of the 58 people who voted. Yeah, all right. Gotcha. Thank you guys for that. Where were we? We were here. And our next one is from Nyla. It says Javid Shah with an Armin Guru sticker.
Thank you. Thank you. 4 months of membership. Thank you, Nyla. Thank you for being here.
Nice. Thank you. And Caroline, Texas with the GOAT trophy. Thank you very much.
Yes, the GOAT trophy.
The GOAT. James Moore says, I do not care if a psycho is running about subtracting the IRGC members from the mortal coil. One less to deal with later.
Yeah, I don't. We don't care either. But we don't endorse. We don't tell people what to do, but we don't like that. We don't like that either. Yeah, I mean, we don't care.
Yeah,
either.
it sucks. Yeah, sucks. Thank you, James Moore, for your opinion. And Veronica Redeemed Says قسم به خون یک عاشقان پاک. Oh, is that? Oh, that's
Paka.
3. پاک عاشقان که جاوید شاه شده صدامون در این
صدایمان.
like, it's so good. You just read it. It's going to take me a while. Let me actually make this full
Good.
screen. So I can...
So,
Huh.
do you want me
گذار و زنگ و درد و... Okay, yeah, you just go for it.
So قسم به خون پاک عاشقان که جاوید شاه شده صدایمان. در این گذار رنج و درد و آه بخوان وطن به نام پادشاه. Oh wow. که با صدای شاه و نام تو جهان بلرزد از قیام تو. Wow. Oh my God, that is so beautiful. Guys, I wish you could
I'm saying you
read
have to
it.
sing it?
Wait.
Yeah, we'll go back. Wait, where was it? Oh, it's down here. Okay.
قسم به خون پاک عاشقان که جا. Wow, this is so beautiful. Veronica, do you write this yourself? So قسم به خون پاک عاشقان که جاوید شاه شده صدایمان. در این گذار رنج و درد و آه بخوان وطن به نام پادشاه که با صدای شاه و نام تو جهان بلرزد از قیام تو. That is perfect. Veronica, where did you get these from? This is beautiful. Did you write these yourself? Guys, so translating it is not gonna. This is so good. So it says, I swear on the pure blood of the lovers. So basically, lovers is like the lovers of Iran. That Javid Shah is now our voice. So basically, we're all chanting Javid Shah. In this path of misery and pain, sing our nation in the name of the king. Because with the sound of the king and your name, the whole world will shake from your uprising. The whole world will shake from your protest, from your uprising. So basically saying that I swear upon the blood of the people who are fighting from Iran that our chant is Javid Shah. And in this path, no matter how hard this path is, that if we keep singing in the name of our king with our voice and with your names, the whole world will shake from our uprising.
Again, Farsi, English won't do it justice.
Yes. Oh, it's the
Thank
path.
you,
Oh,
Veronica.
yes, this is that's part of the anthem. Yes, you're right. I didn't notice that. Yeah, you're right. It is part of it. Yeah, sorry, I missed that. Yeah, you're right. Benam Shah. Yeah, you're right. Okay, now I recognize it. That is beautiful.
Thank you. It's beautiful. Appreciate that. Keep sending those. We got one a day, maybe. Thank you very much. And our next one is from Nail Bunny. It says Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Hello,
Shalom. Hello, and
Like the stream.
Like the stream.
That'd be appreciated. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nail Bunny. And thank you, Ghalibaf, for the jewels.
Thank you.
And
Confetti.
Nail Bunny says confetti.
Yes.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank
as
you.
As well as Nyla saying Armin for the win. That's another confetti.
We did it.
There we go. Thank you, Nyla. And thank you, Barbara McDonald, for the jewels. Then we have Amir, the cricket, saying 9-5. All right, well.
Yeah.
Oof, dang.
We're doing it, guys. We're doing it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. I wonder what it's going to look like at the end. Thank you, Amir, for keeping track. And Sarah Ocean, thank you for the super chat, saying, I hope to one day be half as wise as Armin. I know, right?
Oh, Sarah. You know what we should be aiming for? more than wisdom, kindness. Okay? If you think I'm a wise person, then take this from me. Kindness is so much more valuable than wisdom, even though wisdom is very valuable, right? So if you're kinder than me and I'm wiser than you, then you're the one who's winning. If
It's hard. Like for me, I feel like I don't know. I think there's just some people I can't be kind to. Personally.
you don't have to be kind to everybody to be a kind person.
Yeah. That's a good point. Thank you, Sarah. I also hope to be half as wise as Armin. And our next one is from James Moore, saying they are fighting for LGBTQ plus rights for Mujtaba. The stick fight. There's a bunch of videos of that. They're just throwing sticks at each other. Where do they get these sticks? Why do they have them?
That would not cover Mujtaba, by the way. You have to fight for child abuse rights to be able to cover Mujtaba.
Where do they get those sticks that they're hitting each other with? They just bring them?
That's supposed to be for the stick dance that they use. Remember?
The stick dance. Correct.
That's supposed to be for
Correct.
that. And they're using it for different purposes.
How could I forget the stick dance?
Yes.
There are more videos of, I kid you not, guys. I can't show this on YouTube, but there's videos of them coming out. Let me just give you a visual demonstration, James. Believe it or not, what they will do is they will cut. Look at my shirt. They will cut their shirt here to here out. They'll cut that out so that when they're hitting themselves on the chest, they can actually hit their own like skin directly. And so it's just hundreds of men with like their chest out and only their chest out, and they're just slapping their chest. And you know, some of them are not really in shape. Let's just say it doesn't look that great. Believe it or not. Thank you, James Moore, who also sent us another super chat and said, is it correct that the Islamic fluffers decided not to refine fuel and port it at all? That is one big F up if you decide to start a war. They didn't have the capability to refine it themselves to begin with. They actually had to import gasoline. It's always been that way.
Yeah. They don't have the technology or the economic power to be able to afford the capital cost, the cost for the investments.
Yeah. So it's just backwards people. And then thank you so much, James, for the super chat. And then someone says, isn't it easier just to not wear a shirt? Okay, lower your gaze. Lower your gaze. You're not supposed to be looking at people shirtless, okay? Come on. You can only be looking specifically at their chest.
Ooh, I see what you tried to do there.
Yeah. So you tried to get us now. And thank you, James Moore, again. And Nechama says, Shabbat Shalom to my favorite Iranians.
Shabbat Shalom! Shabbat Shalom!
Thank you.
Nechama.
Shabbat Shalom.
Nechama.
Hope you're doing well. And thank you so much for watching. Bill Kennedy says, how long will the U.S. keep the carriers off their coast? Economy. So Bill is concerned about the cost of us maintaining the U.S. military in that position. In terms of money, they got it covered. But in terms of the troops, mental health, apparently, not so great. So they're getting rotated out. But yeah, just think about it this way. If the U.S. military had problems keeping a couple of aircraft carriers somewhere for a few months, like, I would be very concerned about our military, you know? So yeah, it's not that bad. They got a huge budget. Bigger than anyone before. Thank you, Bill. And Tin Le, although, you know, we are paying taxes. Anyway, Tin Le says the CCP the CCP kind of freedom. Freedom in ways
Yes.
we allow.
Which is not actual freedom. It's something that has been given to you that could easily be taken away from you. It's not freedom if the government could take it away. Basically, it's a type of freedom that the prison warden is allowing you to leave your cell and go in the yard for a little bit and enjoy the sun, and it's not up to you. The same person could take it away from you. If you have social freedoms and you don't have political freedoms, that means that you don't have social freedoms. It's just that your jailer has decided to loosen your chain a little bit, and it could tighten it if it wants as well at some point.
Can it also decide what you believe freedom is?
Yeah, exactly. This is why the freedom of expression is guys. So we have social freedom, economic freedom, political freedom. Political freedom is the source of the other freedoms. Even though economic freedom impacts political freedom, fundamentally political freedom is the guarantor of the other freedoms. And among political freedom, the most important political freedom is the freedom of expression, because it's the freedom of expression is the guarantor of other political freedoms. So fundamentally, the freedom that gives you all the other freedoms is freedom of expression. All your other rights come from your right to express yourself.
Thank you, Tin Lei.
Thank you.
Appreciate the super chat. And Redneck Jeep says, are they enforcing hijab laws randomly in some areas? Isn't Ali's friend arrested for hijab violation? Correct. She went to court twice. And what you can do in Iran and what she did was you defer your punishment for up to like 5 years. If they catch you again for not wearing proper hijab in those 5 years, you'll get the punishment. Punishment can be anything they want. It could be lashes.
Yeah.
They'll lash you 50 times, 74 times, huge fines, prison, I don't know. Whatever they want. But
So
yeah,
when you get arrested for not wearing a hijab, you kind of got unlucky, because many people they just don't get arrested. But they go and enforce it on some people to make an example out of them, so that they could say to the jihadi people that they're doing something. But it's not.
Same reason
most people don't. Yeah.
Same reason the public executions happened.
Exactly.
Disgusting. Thank you, Redneck Jeep, for remembering that. So yeah, all is well on that front for now. Although again, enforcing, imagine the anxiety and the stress that you now get every single time you want to leave the house. Yeah. Thank you, though. Appreciate that. And James Moore says, Ali, have you looked at the NASA firm satellite map? Yes. Many fires on the coast. Yeah, there is. So all around the UAE, on the islands, on the coast of Iran, there's fires. But keep in mind, a lot of them are flaring from oil and gas refineries and like drilling and all that stuff. If you take a look at the Strait of Hormuz, though, you'll see quite some fires every day. You'll see 3 more tonight. Thank you, James Moore. It's cool that you look at that.
Thank you.
Steve, I think you pulled these up.
Oh, okay. So no, Steve was saying, so I just want to clarify something, because Steve was saying something that I said, like, be careful with the channel. Steve was saying, is it just my opinion as a person in the chat? How am I putting your channel in danger? And then he was saying, where is it? The other one. So we have like 20 trolls saying the wildest shit every day in your chat specifically, but this puts your channel in danger. If they're trolling, then the trolling doesn't put our channel in danger. But if they're saying, for masalan, why am I speaking Persian today in the middle of my English? If they, for example, say, defend PDF, right? Then remove them, ban them, right? So if a troll is here like, oh, F you, Islam, praise be to Allah, this and that, one day Islam will take over that trolling behavior. That doesn't violate community guidelines. Let them stay, right? If they come out and say like, oh yeah, defend PDF files, right? And say like, we do this in Islam and that's okay. That's going to be on the screen and it's going to be part of a video, and YouTube will might see that as us expressing it because it's being displayed on the video. So something like that trolling behavior, you need to get rid of that. You need to ban that person, because that person is probably trying to put that in the chat so that it shows up on the screen to make it seem like this is the position of our channel. So it depends on, it's not trolling behavior that it's an issue. It's whether if it's violating TOS. Hopefully that clears it out. And also, guys, it doesn't matter if we think it violates TOS or not. It matters whether AI algorithm of YouTube might think it's violating TOS or not. So even if we justify it, it doesn't, like, we're like, okay, well, it doesn't actually mean that. We have to try to, like, especially when it comes to direct promotion of violence and child abuse, we have to be very and encouraging people to use arms. Those are the things that we cannot. Not only we can't endorse, we cannot even seem like we might be endorsing it. So we have to be careful with that.
Steve's a smart guy.
Yes,
he'll know. Yeah. And thank you guys. Thank you, Arzu, for the jewels, the finger heart.
Thank you, Arzu.
And thank you, Heather June, for the jewels as well. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
And then we thank you again for your poem of the lyrics
Beautiful
of the national anthem. And Wes Downer says, I love lobster. Okay. Thank you, Wes.
I love that.
I
love lobster as well.
It sounds like an East Coast. You sound like someone from the East Coast. Let me know if I'm right. Thank you, Wes. And Deborah Friedman says, you may not like pity super chats, but Shabbat Shalom. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Got to make myself look like, I'm the underdog, because I am the underdog. I'm just saying.
No, just
Thank you, Deborah.
As well. Thank you.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much, Deborah. Today's stream was crap, but we'll be back better and better tomorrow.
No, it wasn't. It was good. It was pretty good. Wait, is it crap? I filled in for you when you were having technical difficulty. You're saying it's crap because I filled in for you?
It was crap on my end. On my end.
Oh, like see, guys. It's like, I guess crap because I filled in for you.
No. All my stuff just disappeared. Anyway. My map. Thank you, Deborah, again. And Wes Downer says, I love steak.
Yes.
Or are you referring to the troops getting food? Or maybe you just really like lobster and steak.
I just recently had really good steak with my wife on a date, and we were so happy. And like, let's have more steaks. And then we went to another restaurant and had steaks, and I'm like, this was not as good. So we're gonna go back to the original restaurant. Yeah.
And Armin, I was right. Wes is from the East Coast. Oh. Ooh, I did it.
Ooh. How did
Thank you, Wes. I just got the vibe. And thank you for the super chat. Our next one, or thank you, human being, for the 440 jewels. And Sarah Ocean says, we'll do better. We'll protect the channel.
Oh, yes, thank you, Sarah.
Absolutely.
Thank
you, Sarah. Hope everything's good. Oh, also, Sarah, does your son still watch us?
Hi,
Her
Sarah-san.
her like little son is like, yeah, like he like says some stuff that we
Yes.
say. Thank you.
We love you, Sarah-san.
And she says yes sometimes. Cool. And Wes Downer says confetti. Thank you.
Confetti.
You did it.
We did it.
Thank you, Wes. And James Moore says, what does that mean?
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Well, it's not to us. It's to Veronica. So Veronica understands.
Okay.
Veronica. To
Kia
Veronica, James
ora.
just said kia ora. So I'm sure
Thank you,
I'm
James.
sure Veronica knows what she's. But this is a
Yeah. Thank you.
Why is
And-
somebody troll? Okay, so is somebody using all caps in the chat? Is this guy trolling? Guys, don't use all
No, I
caps.
don't think so.
Okay.
Or is that, I mean, are all their messages in all caps? No.
A couple of them were.
Now you did it,
I'm using
guys.
all
You
caps.
did it. You got on Armin's nerves. You finally did it.
Hey,
When you guys try to, you can't.
Yes.
It's always like that. And DI9 or DI with the super sticker, thank you so much. And also sent a super chat saying,
Thank
long
you.
time watcher, first time commenter. Any English book recommendations on Iran-Israel relations and myth-busting Pahlavi narratives for my mom? Jabi Cha, you guys are the best. Oh, thank you so much. Well,
Thank you.
that's great. Look, someone watched us and liked us enough to comment something, and they're asking for book recommendations.
Ooh.
Man, I don't think I can give you any. Looks like Armin might have one.
This is in my list of to read list. Okay, so I haven't reached it yet, but it might be good, guys, because these are the books that I haven't read, but it's on my to read list. I'm going through them. I haven't reached this one yet, but is this a good one? I think it's a good one. The Fall of Heaven. Has anybody read this one yet? I heard it's a good one. For us Iranians, for people who speak Persian, there's a lot of good documentaries, but I don't know if there's any good English documentaries. But I think when it comes to book, I think this might be good. Guys, can anybody vouch for this book? Yes.
Who's the author?
Andrew Scott Cooper. Let me see. I could
Okay.
research if it's good.
So, The Fall of Heaven by Andrew Scott Cooper.
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, but if your mom likes listening, does Manoto have English documentaries, or are they all in Farsi?
Manoto documentaries are honestly the best for this, but they're in Persian. They probably have
they're in
English subtitles.
Okay.
Yes, guys, this is good. This one. Go with this one. I knew I got this book for a reason. Yes. Go with this book.
Sweet. The Fall of Heaven by Andrew Scott Cooper. All right. Thank you, DI. Again, welcome on board. You're one of us. And our next super chat is from
Thank you for being here.
one of us. Our next one is from Tanya Richardson saying, Ali, next time you win, you should make Armin sing the chorus of the Aladdin song Prince Ali. Prince Ali, fabulous he, Ali Ababa.
That would not be a punishment for me. That would be a punishment for you. I don't know. I think that's a bigger threat to our channel, Ali, than people violating the TOS.
Yeah, people will clip that and be like, see, we knew they were regime supporters from the beginning or something.
No, we said we knew that they violate human rights. This is a human rights violation. We knew these people had no respect for human rights. They're torturing their audience.
There was last night there's an Iranian analyst who's on our side who's being attacked because he said that Israel has its own designs, like they have their own priorities, and that like a strong Iran in the future does pose a threat to Israel's supremacy over the Middle East. And him saying that, like he was saying that for the future, like decades in the future, and then a lot of people started attacking him, being like, yo, you're a puppet of the Islamic Republic, this and that. So there's a lot of things that people will clip out of context and then show to an audience that's never seen you before, and now all of a sudden you're a regime supporter, something like that. So yeah, that's what I think about. So you're right, we should be more careful. All right, guys, I forgot to mention this to you guys, but today is the first day that an oil tanker is loading up oil on Qeshm Island. It's a VLCC, a very large crude carrier. 2 million barrels are now being loaded on this IRGC tanker off of the coast of Qeshm Island. That's the first time in about a month that the Islamic Republic is now loading oil onto ships. Floating storage.
Fine.
Oh,
I don't know, Fine Stars always crack me up saying, how is Aladdin connected to the regime? Poor Aladdin.
and thank you guys. You guys are so kind. Look, Arzu said, yeah.
Jafar is connected to the regime, not Aladdin. But you're going to.
I come from Jafar. Arzu says, even on a slow day, your show is the best.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you, Arzu.
Look at that.
I appreciate it.
Love you both.
Love you too.
Thank you, guys. All right. So, with that, we will be back tomorrow better than ever. And
guys, Ali is. I think he's being hard on himself. He feel like he failed you guys. Oh. It's okay. No, guys, leave a comment. Guys, go subscribe to Ali's channel and leave a comment for him saying like, "This is great, Ali. We actually love it. It's fine." He's beating himself up.
It's okay. It happens. It happens sometimes.
Yes. Look at this. Sarah saying tech issues are not your fault. Yeah. Like, what are you gonna do?
Thank you.
Yeah. See, Fine Sarah saying it was good. Stop it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Yeah, true. Nyla's like not so true. Nyla's like he's playing on sympathy. Got me all figured out. Got me all figured out. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So, with that.
Oh yes, that's me. I'm just sitting there, just chilling. And Ali's like, with that, and with that. I'm like, oh, okay, that's me. That's me, guys. That's my kid. I just okay. Sorry. I forgot. All right, guys. We'll see you guys same time tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe. and until then. I'm Israel Chai, Slava Ukrainian, Cuba Libre, Taiwan Jiao, Long live America,
Long live America,
Javid Shah,
Iran.